You may know Austin Starr as the star kicker of the football team. What you may not know is what's playing in his iPod or what gets him ready for the game. My co-host caught up with Indiana's eccentric kicker.
Indiana University kicker Austin Starr is not only one of the most popular players here on campus in Bloomington, but also a captain of the IU football team. I pulled him aside after practice on Tuesday to find out his thoughts on the Hoosiers, the Big Ten Conference, and what gets him pumped up for game day. Tell me, what is your favorite memory on the football field here at IU?
It'd have to be the Purdue kick. That was just, it meant so much, and to a lot of people, it meant a lot to me, you know, growing up in Indiana, and it's something that I'll never forget.
Favorite road venue and why?
I would say Illinois, because I had a game-winning kick there, and it was nice to crash their homecoming.
What is the most played artist on your iPod right now?
You could probably say the Doobie Brothers. Do you know them?
Oh yeah, of course. How do you not, right? And then favorite movie to watch before a big game?
You could say 300, especially if you're playing Michigan State, you know, beat the Spartans. But.
And then last question for you, what does playing for Indiana mean for you?
It means a lot because, I mean, growing up in Indiana, I've watched IU football and I know the history. I've known the history of IU football, and to see, obviously it was, at one point, it wasn't that great to be a football player, a football fan, and to be in the time that IU football is on the rise, and to be a contributor to that, it means a lot, and I'm just fortunate for this opportunity.
Well, enjoy Blackwater, and good luck the rest of the year.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Last week, the IU men's club volleyball team began their first preseason tournament at Hyper and came out with a bang. The Hoosiers went 3-1 against big rivals, including the Illinois State B team, Illinois C team, and rival Purdue. Tell you, exciting times there in Hyper. The Hoosiers hope this is only the beginning of a successful winning season. Here's Lucas Mayer with more on the team.
The Indiana Hoosiers men's club volleyball team was ranked 18th in the nation last year. The returning players have built a strong chemistry and look to excel with the addition of 5 new players, including Jake Blackman and Danny Brophy. The Hoosiers look to improve upon their ranking and someday become a school-sanctioned sport.
Our team is really strong because we have a lot of returners. We didn't lose any seniors. We just had 2 people not come back. And if anything, we just got more new recruits. Ryan Sullivan's our team leader. He's our starting setter and pretty much our captain. And he has a lot of experience. He was All-American in high school, and so he leads the team in pretty much all aspects.
Well, one of our strengths of the team is probably our scrappiness. We tend to get a lot of balls up. Our weakness could be just a consistency in general. Kind of our intensity on the court. I mean, we need to work on that a lot to kind of get to that next tier of team. Well, Purdue's kind of, I guess, our rival. Illinois is probably, I don't know, the best competition. If we want any chance against like Illinois, we're gonna have to play like our best game. I kind of like the sport to be a school-sanctioned sport, so we get more funding. You know, right now it's kind of hard to get all the way to tournaments because we have to drive ourselves and we have to house ourselves, and I don't know, it'd just be so much better to have a lot of extra money, you know, for like new jerseys and stuff.
As you can see, the Hoosiers are confident about their ability to have a successful season and become one of the top teams in the nation. With the combination of some young talent and veteran leadership, everything is looking up for IU men's club volleyball. From the Hyper Gym, I'm Lucas Mayer, Hoosier Sports Night.
Thanks, Lucas. Well, we have Ben Heisler in studio to entertain you with the rundown. Unfortunately, we don't have one of those canes that you can pull people off stage with, so if you don't agree with his picks, you're going to have to settle for throwing popcorn at the screen instead.
Oh, well, thank you for the kind words, Katie, and welcome everybody into the rundown as we take a look at some of the best matchups that took place over the college football weekend. Now, the number 18 Wisconsin Badgers, fresh off a stunning upset to the Michigan Wolverines, were hoping to return to Madison in hopes of upsetting the number 14 ranked Buckeyes of Ohio State. But what about my upset pick of the week? Could the Bluegrass Boys of Kentucky go into Tuscaloosa, stun the number 2 Alabama Crimson Tide? Well, there's only one way to find out. Badger Country, hit 'em up! Wisconsin fans have been known to bump, 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 jump on it over at Camp Randall Stadium, but they wouldn't be jumping right away as we go with 11:55 in the first quarter. And Chris Beanie Baby Wells takes it the distance. That's a 33-yard touchdown run. Gets a big old hug from Brutus on the sideline. And just like that, Ohio State has a 7-0 lead. But Wisconsin would come back as Allen Everett finds Mickey Turner. Finds him in the end zone. Mickey Mouse excited there. Oh boy, got a touchdown. It's now 7-7. Wisconsin coming back in this one. We move on to the fourth quarter, and Ryan Pretorius from 34 yards out, he's good as gold, and Ohio State is up 13-10. Now that's a big field goal. Remember that a little bit later on, as here in the second half, P.J. Hill, the big cheese in Wisconsin, goes the distance. That's a touchdown. It's now 17-13, but problems ahead for Wisconsin. Terrell Pryor, and he just eats other teams' dreams for breakfast. That is a 13-yard touchdown run. Ohio State, celebratory. They're celebrating. They win 20-17. John Parker Wilson kissing girls, kissing babies. Anyone think he could run for president? Well, now's certainly a good time as they take off in Tuscaloosa, and it would start off great as there goes Glenn Grande Decaf Latte Coffee, 78 yards. He keeps on running. Glenn Coffee with the 7-yard touchdown run, and Alabama off to a pretty nifty start. They're up 7-0. Then a little bit later on, problems for Kentucky when there's a fumble. Rolando Yippee-Ki-Yay McClain recovers it. That's another touchdown, and Alabama looks like they're about to roll. But here comes Kentucky. The Bluegrass boys threatening as there's a 26-yard pass from Mike Hartline to Dickie Lyons. He takes it all the way for a touchdown. Kentucky right back in this ball game, 14-7. Now we move on to the fourth quarter. A 24-yard attempt from Lane Tiffin. Now that's a big one because he was 0 for 2 previously in this game. And Kentucky with the last prayer of desperation as that is a 48-yard touchdown pass. Mike Hartline to DeMario Ford. He goes in. Kentucky tries to get back in this game. Unfortunately, they cannot. My upset special goes down. The two coaches hug it out on the sidelines, and that'll do it as Alabama wins 17-14. 3 big games to get jacked up about next week if you're a college football junkie like myself. Number 1, Oklahoma plays host to number 5, Texas in the Red River Shootout. Number 4, LSU will travel to the Swamp in Gainesville in a rematch game for the number 11 Florida Gators. But believe it or not, my game of the week takes place in Evanston, Illinois. The home of Buffalo Joe's, Lulu's Dim Sum, Flat Top Grill, and the 5-0 Northwestern Wildcats, who will upset number 23 Michigan State next week. Look for Northwestern coach Pat Fitzgerald to get the Cats to their first 6-0 start since 1962. I'm Ben Heisler, and you've just witnessed the Rundown.
All right, good stuff there, Ben. The Indiana men's golf team finished second at the Wyndon Memorial Classic. Indiana was one of just 2 teams to shoot under par as they completed the event, an incredible 17 strokes ahead of the third-place team. Jorge Campillo was first individually, shooting a tournament-low 63 in the final round. The IU field hockey team downed the Chippewas of Central Michigan on Meg O'Connell's overtime tally, breaking a scoreless tie. O'Connell leads the Hoosiers with 6 goals on the season. It was also her 3rd game-winning goal of the year, bringing the Hoosiers' record to 6-5.
Redshirt junior Brenner Plotner continues to be a big-time runner for the Hoosiers, but his time of 24:41 earned him only 3rd place with the team, ranking 3rd overall at the 72nd Oklahoma State Jamboree. Junior Wendy Robinson was the first to finish for Indiana with a time of 21:02. Unfortunately, IU placed 7th in the Jamboree overall. So, Ronan, we have 2 football teams coming into Bloomington this weekend. We have Indiana and Iowa, both pretty upset about their losses. What are your thoughts on the game?
It'll be ugly. That's just how things are going for Indiana right now. 3 straight losses, all that excitement about a bowl team. It's just getting uglier. They've got games also later on this year at Illinois, at Penn State, at Purdue, at home against Wisconsin. I'm not sure we're going bowling. But regardless, we'll have the rest of the season, of course, right here on Hoosier Sports Night. With Katie Spencer, I'm Ronan O'Shea, hoping you join us again next week right here on Hoosier Sports Night.